All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, happy to be speaking with an individual who has quite the fight going at BFL 67. It's happening on June the 4th, and the heavyweight championship is being contested for. We have Christian Larsen taking on the defending, reigning BFL champion Caio Machado, and welcoming him onto the show for the very first time. Pleasure to have you on the show, man. Thanks for making some time.
Yeah, my pleasure. Always happy to talk to you guys and share a little bit of what's going on here. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you asking, but it seems like things are going pretty great for you in a lot of different regards there. Like I saw the March 20th Instagram post regarding the baby on the way, so big congrats to you and the fiance there. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a crazy year. Good things happening. Since we figured out she's pregnant, and last year we are almost there. The baby's coming the end of June, so hopefully have an amazing June with a title defense and a baby on the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be the perfect way to kind of kick off summer and kind of have it going on a really, really good note there.
Right, couldn't be better.
Yeah, and it seems like the preparations are on point, as they always are for sure. Just, training with a guy like Arjan Bhullar there. I heard you talking about that in the BFL 66 camp here. I'm kind of curious if you got to see his performance there where he captured the one heavyweight championship, and also just as an extension of that, like your thoughts on getting to train with, such high level guys and sharpening your tools.
I'm kind of training with Arjan back and forth since he first got his fight scheduled with Vera last year. So we were training a little bit last year. Now that his fight got confirmed for the last weekend, we started training a little bit more, and I was pretty much his main sparring partner for this camp. We've been working a lot, and for me, it's really good to feel myself against a guy at that level. Arjan is right now is a world champion. Again, congratulations. I directly said that to him, but congratulations. And it's good because I know the pressure and the style he fights it's usually the style it's most annoying for me. It's wrestling. I used to have some problems with it and more trouble. I'm more of a striker. So it was good to get in there, feel that wrestler pressure, and that level of a wrestler, Olympic wrestler, one FC champion, former UFC fighter. So I know whatever he gave to me, no one around here can get me that kind of pressure. So it was a really good experience. I watched the fight, and he did a great job. He pretty much I saw our training sessions playing out on the cage. He did exactly what he was planning for. So again, it was a great way to win. He won the way he was playing to do it.
Yeah, and you talk about how at one point that was like a part of your game you needed to shore up a bit more, just dealing with the pressure there. It seems like per some interviews you were doing, it seems like that Dustin Joynson loss was a pretty key moment in that regard, as far as shoring up some of the aspects of your game in that regard there. And yeah, it just really seems like it's reflecting in the recent performances there.
So, sorry, you just cut up a little bit, Dylan. Can you repeat that again?
Oh, no worries. I was just saying it seems like based on prior interviews with the Dustin Joynson loss, that kind of was like a learning experience where you needed to, deal with the pressure a bit more, just kind of based on your words and those interviews there. But it seems like your ability to, deal with that pressure has improved from fight to fight.
Yeah, definitely. Since the Joynson fight, I've been working a lot of working on my back, working against the cage, my wrestling, my defense wrestling, and being able to managing my pace and controlling the fight myself. I want to always be in control of the fight, controlling the time. I want to impose the rhythm, and training with guys that usually want to do the same thing is great for me. And I think that's what I've been improving the most, is how I manage myself during the fight, not just the fighting aspect, but how my head's in the game is being changing a lot. So that's how I've been managing and controlling and play a lot of well, especially on my fight against Doji, where I was always constantly worrying and constantly like focusing on like see where I'm doing, knowing what's going on with the time and the coach and his stamina. So that played around very well for me.
Yeah, you talk about the growth and the mental game and stuff like that. It seems like that's been a popular theme over the last few years there. Like I saw the comparison photos you posted from 2016 to 2021, just saying there's 5 years and 50 pounds between the two photos there. Can you kind of talk about just how martial arts sort of just redirected your path, not just in becoming a competitive fighter, but just having a better quality of life?
Yeah, definitely. I always been a guy, active guy. I play rugby, soccer, handball, basketball. I swim, I fought. I was always at the gym, always training, doing some kind of exercising. When I first got in Canada was the time I had some problem with adjustment and figured out scheduling. And that was when I was away from the gym for a little bit over 8 months. I was coming from a part injury from Brazil, then 6 months here. So I wasn't training for all the time, and I didn't cook back then, so I got a lot of weight. I was like 285 at some point. And then like back to the gym. When I started back in FKP, my plan wasn't to be a fighter. I came there to just like work on my skills, get back to a good shape, maybe get like a couple tournaments. I always wanted to go to the cage, but never as a career, more as experience. Since I saw many of my friends fighting and competing on that level, I just want to get up there. And once you got it, it was love at first sight. But right now, and since that first fight, I've been working to improve not just my skills as a fighter, but also my shape and my body and my like physical attributes, so I can become not just a better fighter, but a better athlete. So I have my cardio is being bad. I have the best cardio in the heavyweight, like most of the heavyweights in the world right now. I'm faster than most. I'm trying to pose myself as a heavyweight that moves like a light heavyweight, middleweight. So that's how I wanted to impose my game at the moment.
Yeah, just like weaponize the pace a little bit more, like have the cardio game like a big tool in your MMA skill set.
Definitely. I know like controlling, that's what I was saying before, controlling the pace, controlling like how and the speed. A lot of heavyweights have big trouble with like that kind of intensity and so we see like a lot of heavyweight fights either like quickly and one punch knockout, or they go with a really slow pace. So I know I have a heavy hand and I haven't got dropped yet. So if I can stay on my feet, stay working, but impose a bigger pace, that will be always playing on my advantage on that division.
Definitely a great attribute to have, no doubt, man. But I mean, the big showing on UFC Fight Pass the last time out. I mean, just being in the co-main event, having a barn burner of a fight, and just ending up finishing a legendary figure like Lee Meehan. Like, was that the, I guess, consummate ideal performance you could have hoped to have in that first Fight Pass showing there?
Honestly, like it was a really good performance, but I was kind of expecting to go a little bit longer just because of I always want to show my skill set. I feel like the locals MMA scene, it's a lot about like improving, getting more used to the cage, and also being able to show myself. So I'm not always because I have the extra cardio. I'm not always looking for that quick knockout. I want to be able to pace myself, place my game, show dominance, then finish the fight. So it was quicker, but like I always go with a shark mentality. If I have the opportunity, if I smell blood, I will attack. So that would happen. I know I have really good controlling on my clinch game. My knees are like devastating. All my KOs came from knees to the body. Starts on that combination. So was a good presentation for me. I like how I thought I was in control, was with clear head 100% of the time. But I wish I could play a little bit more, and that's how I want to. I want to see this fight going. I want to take Chris to like deeper waters and take him to the distance he's never been before.
Yeah, well, I wanted to, talk about your thoughts on your opponent here, Christian Larsen. I mean, a guy that's training out of Shaved Bears MMA, guys like Tanner Boser in there, just a lot of killers there. And, this being a champ versus champ fight with him being the Unified MMA heavyweight champion. And, yeah, just that Canadian national wrestling champion background seems to have pretty pronounced degree of power in his hands. Like, what are your thoughts on Christian Larsen as a fighter overall?
So, I watched a couple fights of him, including last time he fought Lee Ming because it was a common opponent, and so I could compare a little bit better. And he looks very very strong. He probably is the most dangerous fighter I'm encountering in a way that of knockout power and how he gonna try to. He has that power to drop me out. So I need to be more aware with keeping my head up and my defense game. But I also see him a little bit like how's the word I'm looking for that is like I don't see him much versatility on his game plan. I see like he has heavy hands and he goes for the knockout, but I couldn't see more than that. I don't know if it's because he has such a good knockout rating, but like on all his fights, even the one with Lee that went a little bit longer, it's always like hand makers and try to no kicking game, no knees, and like I see myself as a more versatile fighter. I'm more complete martial arts, so that's gonna be the difference on this fight for me.
Yeah, because I was seeing there that you've got the wealth of Muay Thai experience there. Like I think between 16 and 20 fights there from a previous interview I was seeing, and then also I'd seen that video where you'd received the black belt in Muay Thai. So you're thinking that's going to be, I guess, the big difference maker in this fight, like kick heavy, be mindful of the range, a lot of movement, that sort of thing?
Yeah, definitely. Like might be my impression, but I feel like even he's 6'4", my range might be a little bit bigger. I feel I have like longer arms than him. So keep playing my distance and picking my shots. That will definitely work on my favor, especially like me being able to move more and keep the lighter fighter. I don't want to just sit there and exchange. I'll be able to get in and out faster, and also mixing up kicks, elbows, and knees. I can't go wrong going that way.
Yeah, definitely makes sense for sure, man. But I was talking about where he was training at there. It seems like you're still repping FKP MMA. I'm kind of wondering, like with the pandemic and stuff like that, how the training methods have had to differ a bit. Have you guys had to change a few things around there at FKP MMA as of late?
Yeah, like as everyone else had to, like the pandemic changed how we are training, like all over the country and the world in general. But I'm so fortunate to be training under Chris Franco. Honestly, he's one of the most knowledgeable guys I know in this fighting world. He's so well versed on grounding and striking. So working with him has been very good for me, and he knows how to work around that kind of stuff. Like even like he's a heavyweight, and he's with all his injuries and with his pain, like his troubles he has in the past, he's been putting himself up there and helping me with the camp. So he right now, since Arjan went to Singapore for his fight, Chris stepped in and pretty much being just tagging me and making sure I keep my head up and get that in and out motion. So I'm been working a lot working with him specific helps a lot. And also, like, we have a couple guys at the gym. The difference for us is just a smaller group of people, but like keep always like good guys stronger, and the talent guys we have at the gym. We have some young blood going on, and also like with the coach, I can go wrong. Like I think I have one of the best coaches in Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely great training arrangement you have there for sure there. But I also thought it was pretty cool seeing you with the Dragon Ball Z gear and the Power Scouter on Halloween there. Are you a big Dragon Ball Z guy?
Oh, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. That was my main like anime cartoon that I was watching growing up. And yeah, I love it. I just like I think World Tournament has always been a dream of mine.
Yeah, I like seeing the Power Scouter too, because I actually have a Power Scouter myself there. So yeah, definitely fun to be having that.
Yeah, that was like a Vegeta gear with the Power Scouter. I used to have a Goku hash guard as well, but I don't know where I put it, and like that photos was actually for our Halloween last year, where we dressed up for the kids class while we were teaching. But and then, unfortunately, none of the kids even know who I was. It was so weird.
Yeah, that's pretty disappointing to hear, actually. I had a situation with my Power Scouter because I was working with like a radio station at a trade show at the time, and I read a kid's power level, and I told him how strong he was, but he just didn't believe me at all. He's like, "No, that's not true. You're lying. I'm not that strong." So I kind of get it.
Yeah. I get it. It's like, and now I kind of feel that and try with my kid, and I'm figuring out, would I be able to pass along that kind of like likes of mine to my kid, or just like it's gonna be something they're gonna fade away with time and people are gonna forget, or it's gonna be something to like our generation.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's so hard to tell with those kind of things. Like, it could be one of those things where it's just in our generation, or it could, have a renewed sense of popularity and then happens to be the thing. I mean, Pokemon is a thing you can kind of look at too, and it's like it seems to keep popping back up every few years.
Yeah, like I don't know, like with Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super right now coming, I think they're trying to get it, but I don't know. I hope I can. I will show to my kid and see, and hope he enjoys it. I think that's all I can do.
Yeah, well, I love hearing that dynamic, passing on the traditions there and all. But usually when I have fighters on the show, I ask if there's different genres of music they're partial to training to. I noticed you come out to Lose Yourself by Eminem in the last one there. Like, what kind of stuff are you jamming to in the gym? Or are you the kind of guy who, whoever grabs the aux cord, put on whatever, I'm kind of fine with it?
So, right now at the gym, we listen mostly to K-pop. That's due to Maria Demers' fall. She's pretty much like got in charge of the aux cord over there, and she's crazy about BTS.
Oh, okay, right on.
So during our training sessions is BTS. Honestly, like pre-fighting, I feel it was very important. But during the training, I'm so focused on what's going on at the gym that I don't really realize. Focus on the music, on what's going on around. I kind of zoom myself into the training and all, but I like, if I have a personal I like some hip hop, some 90s, early 2000s, pop rock, like Simple Plan, like 182. That's kind of what I grew up with. And so I kind of like to play a little at the gym, especially when I go for a run, some stuff like that.
Yeah, great tunes all around, man. Definitely stuff that I like jamming as well. But you've been really good with your time, and I want to be mindful of the rest of your schedule today and everything, man. But it was great getting to talk to you and everything. I'm curious if there's anything you'd like to kind of add as a parting thought as we're wrapping things up here.
So first of all, I wanna say. Give a big shout and say and a huge thanks to all my partners and sponsors. So let me just get the names here so don't mess up anyone. So of course, everyone at FKP that's been training with me for all this time. Also my sponsors from the Van Barn Group, DLM Project and Service, Venture, Real Bros Venture Inc., and that all a group of some of my sponsors, also Drive Marketing Group and Action Athletic Wear, also Fort Media Brazil, and my nutritionist Rodolfo Zanin, that's been helping me to work with social media and nutrition. And also a big hug to my fiance Gabriel, that's carrying my firstborn kid. Like, she's been working a lot with this pregnancy. She's suffering a little bit, but we are getting there. We're almost 1 month away, and we're excited to see this baby. And like, she's my rock. She's been there for me since we were together for a couple of years, and we're getting excited to have this kid, getting married, and bigger, better things. And most important, last but not least, Chris Larsen. Let's rock. Let's put a show. It's going to be a great fight. I am excited to square with you and figure out who is the best heavyweight in Canada right now.
Well, this is an incredible fight coming up. I mean, you don't often see the champ versus champ kind of dynamics coming to the forefront, but that'll very much be the case with BFL 67. People can catch that on UFC Fight Pass on June the 4th. Caio Machado defending that BFL crown against Christian Larsen, the current Unified MMA heavyweight champion. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Hopefully this is the first of many appearances on the show and everything like that. And just, yeah, you have a good rest of your day. Appreciate the time.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, and I hope I will be back here soon with after my defense and with another belt around my race.